Come on, everybody, put your hands together for Michael Zuber!
How you guys doing? Any One Rental at a Time fans out there? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what you see on the screen is my topic of the day. I want to help you do legendary things. I've been studying legends for the better part of 30 years. Started, yes, I am that old. I was reading books. I would go to Borders. Today, we're obviously watching YouTube and other videos. I've had discussions with legends. But before I get into my presentation, I need to get audience participation because who I think is a legend may not be who you think is a legend. So we got to start there first. If I ask you, and you can just yell out, who a legendary athlete is, who would you say? So I heard Michael Jordan, Kobe, Tom Brady, Usain Bolt, there we go, yep, Tiger Woods, okay. All right, so far we're 1 for 1. That's good, we're all on the same page. How about legendary investors? Buffett. Is that all you got? Ray Dalio, thank you. How about one more? How about Charlie Munger, rest in peace? All right, one more, let's go, we're going 2 for 2. If I were to ask you for legendary YouTubers, who would you say? Pastor Bet David? Mr. Beast? Ryan Pineda. All right, we went 3 for 3. All right, so good. The good news is I'm in the right place. Your legends are my legends. So here we go. So my goal for 25 minutes is really, really simple. I want to change your life. And I am so honored to come on after Emmanuel. He didn't even know this because my job today is to plant a seed. My job today is to tell you that you have the power to do legendary things. I have uncovered 3 steps that all the legends go through, and I'm going to give them to you in about the next 20 minutes or so. Again, at the bottom of the slide, you will see that several times. I believe you can do legendary things. Yes. A lot of you don't know me from Adam, so you're like, I don't know who this crazy guy is on stage. I'm going to tune out. Don't tune out. You're going to see in a minute that I'm going to plant a seed, and it's on you to take that seed and do something with it. So here we go. Let's just build this out. So these are examples of things that I have done in my adult life that I consider legendary. These are not on the scale of Tom Brady or Michael Jordan or Kobe or Usain Bolt or Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger or Ryan or Mr. Beast, those folks. But these are my personal legendary stories. So number 1, how many folks in the room have a job? You're a W-2 employee. I can't see, these lights are bright. I'm going to guess half the room or so. So I started as a full-time employee. I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't get it. I needed a job. I was raised to go to college, get a good job, climb the corporate ladder. That was what I wanted, right? Worked 40 years, retire at 65, and sail off into the sunset. What I quickly realized at the age of 30 is that the people above me on this ladder that I was climbing had a horrible life. They were all overweight. They were all addicted to things, some things legal, some things not. They were often on their 2nd or 3rd relationship and had side pieces. I mean, like, what are we doing? It's like I wanted no part of that. But I had to figure it out. I had a wife at home, a daughter at home, and I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. What am I going to do? So the first thing I did is I leaned into my job. I wanted to become the best at something. And something that I've done in my career that I'm really proud of is I've taken 3 products from 0 to $100 million. But these are the seeds, right? So when I was 30 in my first attempt, I was just a low-level, first-line employee, right? But I did something unique. I paid attention. I jotted down the process. I took the executive decisions that worked or didn't work. I captured all of this intellectual capital, and we finally got there. We got to 100 million. You know what happens when you lean in and you get to be known and you're like the authority in the company? You get recruited to go somewhere else and do it again. So I had the good fortune to be recruited away to not this time be an individual contributor, but to be the man, or at least I thought be the man, to own the product, to own the strategy. Again, because I leaned in, guess what happened to my salary, my comp? It didn't go up 5%, it didn't go up 10%, it didn't go up 20%. Almost a 100% comp jump from job to job. Guys, if you haven't figured out yet that your competitors will pay you more and it is your job to go make more money so you have more disposable income so you can buy assets and assets lead to retirement, you're not paying attention. You're going to get a 3 or 4 or 5% raise. If you change jobs, you can get 10, 15, 20, perhaps almost 100%. I thought life was good when we did it the second time. Then I got recruited by this very small startup company. I was employee 13 or 14, one of those numbers, and they said, we want you to take this thing on the whiteboard and take it to $100 million. And oh, by the way, you're not going to be the man, you're going to be the man's man. You're going to be up in the org chart. You're going to own everything, the P&L, everything. And thankfully, we got there. We did it again my third time. And again, the comp doubled. So again, a lot of you, if you raised a hand earlier, you have a job. You may say you hate it, but don't plant that seed. Look at your job as the key to your future, right? Lean in, move forward. All right, number 2. How many of you would like to raise private money? So I've raised over $10 million in private money in my career and never asked for a dollar. That's kind of cool. You want to know how I did that? Yeah. Oh, you guys don't? No? Yeah. All right. I'm just testing because I can move on. So here I did. So again, my career started in 2002. So in 2008, 9, guess what happened? Great recession, right? Stuff was rolling over. I created a website because YouTube really wasn't around yet called wealthbuildingpro.com. Wealthbuildingpro.com. I no longer pay for it. I have no idea if it's out there. There's probably an archive. What did I do? Every time we bought a house that we bought because we were buying on the way down with our money, I would document the story. Why did we buy it? What did we see? What was the value add? And I would do additional write-ups. Oh, we're past, demo. We're past this. It was basically taking what you see in flip shows, and I was writing it on this website called wealthbuildingpro.com. Right around the 4th or 5th project, right? We're doing one every 4 months, one every 5 months. Again, it's our capital. I start getting emails and phone calls from friends in my network saying, I see what you're doing on wealthbuildingpro.com. I want some. So we talked about it. I wanted to buy and hold. I'm the buy and hold, one rental at a time guy, right? So I had to put together a structure that would allow me to hold the property long term. I had paid above market rates. I paid 12% interest only with a catch. They financed the entire acquisition. Guess how many properties I could buy when I have lenders signing up to pay the purchase price? They're getting a first trust deed, a note, all of that, all secured, all above board. I can buy a lot more than one every 5 months, I'll tell you that. So we went from doing roughly 2 a year to doing 15 or 16 a year. Because again, right, I've been doing this a long time. I was buying in that cycle. So again, I documented what we were doing. I paid above market returns. And the last thing, I did what I said. My word was my bond. If I told you you're getting 12% on the first of the month, you got 12% on the first of the month. But here's the rub. That was only the first time I did seller or private money. In 2018, as I said in the intro, I retired. And let me just tell you, if you're a class, like you're a type A individual, and you're 45, you still got a little piss and vinegar left, you get bored really, really fast, which I did. I actually got depressed because I wasn't contributing, I wasn't doing anything. So I found the opportunity to go buy slumlord, disgusting properties in my market of Fresno, California. Fresno. It's done really well for me. Who says you can't buy in California? Works for me just fine. So we did that. Again, we documented. This time, it's on YouTube. So in 2018, I launched a YouTube channel called One Rental at a Time. And one of the first things I did is I did walkthroughs with my phone. I'm not a technologist. I just press record and upload. A lot of you, as you'll see in a minute, make YouTube too hard. We'll get to that one in a minute. But again, I was documenting what I'm doing, And then guess what? People came back to me and said, you took care of me last time, I want to give you more money. More money. But I said, dude, I'm flipping, right? My idea is to take this disgusting, unsafe, near teardown and turn it into a pride of ownership rental. I'm not paying you 12% for that. In fact, I'm bored. I'm not even sure I want your money. I'm happy doing one or two. But enough people came to me, and as you'll see on the bottom of the slide, we ended up flipping 56 homes in 27 months. Right? Disgusting, slumlord, pride of ownership. But I couldn't pay 12%. You know what I did? I made my private lenders my partner. I gave them a first trust deed. I paid them 6% interest on the first, and I let them have 20% of the upside. Guess what happened? I had all the money I ever wanted. None of the money in my own deals. Because I documented what I was doing, I found a way to give them a taste, and I did what I said. It's that simple. These are the seeds that you can take from this. Yes, you heard earlier we grew our portfolio to 187 doors. How many of you live in a market that's really expensive? I do too. Here's my first mistake. I'm being vulnerable. I spent a year, because I didn't know any better. I was not in rooms like this. I thought I could buy. All the books I read said buy in your backyard, buy in your backyard, buy. Dude, I live in the Silicon freaking Valley. You can't cash flow now, you can't cash flow then. It doesn't make sense. I thought the books were lying. Finally, my wife, Olivia, much smarter than me, says, we got to figure something out. I'm tired of losing Sundays to this. So we find Fresno, California. It's 2.5 hours away. The numbers work. We buy Norris Drive. We start the journey. There we go. How many of you think you can't do this because you have a job? I just told you what I was doing, right? Running go-to-market, all of these different strategies. I was in different continents every week. I was on 2 continents a week on average. I have this saying, if you talk to me, every day Saturday, because for me, every day Saturday means something. Because I would travel Sunday. I hadn't had a weekend in a decade. I had one day, Saturday, because I would always come home Friday, come hell or high water, and I wouldn't leave till noon on Sunday. That was it. I was doing that for the family and going forward. So again, I had a job. I had a demanding job, and I still found 20 minutes a day to look at what I call a buy box. You have time. You saw Ryan Pineda's chart yesterday with all the circles? You all have time. It depends on how you choose to use it. I chose to find 20 minutes a day, and again, remember, I'm old, so I didn't have a smartphone. I had to go online, this little, right, to connect to the internet, right? I'm that old. I'm ancient. So again, remember, you have the time, you have the choice, it's on you. You can find the time. And again, this is no partners. A lot of people go on stages, I got 1,000 doors, blah, blah, blah. Dude, you got 1% of something else, you don't even know what the hell you're doing. Stop talking to me. These are all bought, Olivia and I, no partners, no JVs, nothing. This is us. She retired before me, I retired in 18, so this is us. So flip 56 homes. Again, I told you already, I got bored. I didn't need the money, but I had a mission. In Fresno, California, probably like a lot of your areas, there are some areas of that town that need love, need attention. In fact, in one zip code, we flipped 19 homes. In fact, on 2 blocks, we flipped 7 homes. Disgusting slumlords, near teardowns into pride of ownership. Let me tell you this, we put more into the properties than the purchase price more than half the time. That's how bad these were. And now, happily, they're pride of ownerships. And just because this is WealthCon, my smallest profit on 56 properties was 20 grand. That's my smallest. So if you really want to geek out at the math, take 20 grand times 57, and that's a big number. If you do the right things, if you have the right teams and you know what you're looking for, you can do amazing things in this business. You can take on mission-based projects. These can be your seeds for the future, and you can do amazing things, but it takes work, and we'll get into that in a minute. How about a YouTube channel? How many of you have dreams of owning or creating a YouTube channel, either for your brand or yourself or something you want to share with the world? That is awesome and amazing, and it is a wonderful platform. In my experience, people make it too hard. Now again, as I said earlier, I make mistakes all the time. Here's my second mistake. I didn't ask for help. I didn't ask for coaching with YouTube. I just did it myself. Here's the deal. This is embarrassing. I did 1,000 videos, 1,000, before I was monetized. 1,000 before I was monetized. Some of you come up to me and say, Michael, I've done 4, what's going on? You're talking to the wrong guy, right? In fairness, I should have reached out to experts like Ryan or others in this space and like, hey, give me some coaching. Because again, remember, I started YouTube when I was retired, right? I didn't need the money. I was on a mission. I was trying to create a legacy that would outlive me by 50 years. If you go watch the first video on my channel, and the reason I still talk about this is I'm trying to put stuff out in the world that outlives me by 50 years. So again, YouTube is a great platform for that, called One Rental at a Time. But I should have asked for help. I should not have let my ego, which was wrapped up in being the rock star in software, and not ask for help. I should have asked for help from people doing it the right way. And then finally, building a 7-figure brand. One Rental at a Time is now a 7-figure brand. It's completely by accident. That's book, that's YouTube courses, affiliates, all these. I have no freaking idea what I'm doing. So you can get there, but you should ask for help. There are shortcuts to getting there. And again, one more last bit of vulnerability. I already told you I did 1,000 videos that first year. Guess how much money I made that first year combined on what now is a 7-figure brand? I made $1,200. How many of you could go all in on YouTube, give it all these things, buy all this stuff, and live on $1,200? You got to ask for help. There are paths and models and people that are doing it. This is what I should have done. I am lucky, I am fortunate where I had the fortitude, I didn't need the money, and I could just learn on my own. It was a complete mistake. So again, I believe all of you can accomplish legendary things in what you choose to do. Most of us in this room, if not all of us, won't be Michael Jordan, won't be Tiger Woods, won't be Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt, but we can take what we want and become legends. And here's the beauty. I've been studying them for 30 years. There's only 3 steps. You ready? I'll leave. All right. Here we go. Do I have permission to make you uncomfortable? Yes. Just remember you said that. All right, here we go. Step 1. You need to fire your friends. Yes. Your friends are holding you back. You always heard about the network, right? You are the value of your 5 friends and all of that. How many of you are lucky enough to have a friend at this event with you? Whoa, you are lucky folks. Who in this room is lucky enough to have 5 friends with them? Oh man, you all some lucky people. Most of us, myself included, could not, any of the friends I had when I went down any of these journeys, they wouldn't go with me. They were toxic. They didn't want me to change. They were holding me back. They were just waiting to say, I told you so. I don't need that. If you are going down this hard mission of becoming legendary, you need to get in the right rooms. You need to get around people that are going to help you. Folks, you paid to be here. I promise you, there are friends in this room that you should be creating. If you don't leave this with 5 new friends, you failed. You failed. Hundreds, thousands of dollars you spent to be here. Get new friends. Get new lifelong friends. When you have friends rowing the same direction, it is life-changing. You can share the pain, the suffering. You can share the wins, and they'll get it. You need to get in new rooms. But here's the deal. You could be like, Michael, I'm already in a new room. Here's the deal, folks. This excitement, this energy that you have today will be gone by tomorrow morning. It's what it is. The life will take over, the responsibilities, the blah, blah, blah. You need to find out. It could be virtual. It could be all this technology on our phone. But you need to stay engaged. You need to share what's going on. You need that connection and the camaraderie, and you need to keep showing up. And again, this is something that I have failed at miserably. And thankfully, WealthCon and Ryan, they're giving you opportunities to do this. You need to seek out others that are doing what you want to do. You shouldn't spend a year creating YouTube videos, because who the hell is that broken? Me, but not many others, to make $1,200. That is a horrible return. If you're going to be spending that full year, you should be getting coaching and just focus and maybe some metrics and some stuff like that. There are people that are doing it, and something triggered you to be here, whether it's entrepreneurship or social or real estate. Something in Ryan's world triggers you to be here. Scratch that, poke at that, find others. Step 1, continue. We're almost done with step 1. Here's the deal, folks. Most of you, I'm going to use it. You gave me permission, remember. Most of you are unfocused. Just so unfocused. So I've had sales quotas my entire life. My largest quota was $1 billion, $1.1 billion. There's nothing I could do to affect $1 billion, but I could create goodness. I can create networks. I can create all this goodness around me and track those activities. Folks, if you want to become legendary something, declare it. Make it the seed. You should know right now what your legendary thing is going to be. You can scream it out loud. You can say it to yourself if you know what it is, but you need to own that. What are you going to become legendary at? Own that. Here's the deal. I'm going to say it again. It'll come up again. You got to stop chasing multiple things. Rabbits, butterflies, shiny pennies, whatever you want to call it. Right? Remember, I had a full-time job, 2 continents a week, 1 million miles in the air, 100 nights in hotels, and I found a way to do it because I was hyper-focused. And the little dots that Ryan had on his slide yesterday, no TV until I looked at my market. Folks, my buy box was 93703, 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage, between 1,200 and 2,000 square feet. I looked at that buy box for 3 freaking years. I knew that buy box better than anybody else on the planet after 6 months. So if a deal came up in that buy box, I knew immediately, good or bad. And I did that for 3 freaking years. So don't you come to me and say, hey, I've been looking at my buy box for a week and I don't find anything. Stop it. You guys, it takes work to become a legend. It takes work to be amazing at something. You need to commit to execute daily. If you've declared what your seed is, you need to work on it every day. And it doesn't have to be 8 hours. I just told you, I spent 20 minutes a day, 7 days a week, 12 months out of the year doing it. In 10 years, I think I missed 3 days. 20 minutes. Work on your craft, your thing, for 20 minutes. There's a saying, I think it was Tom Bilyeu who said that if you work on your craft for 17 minutes, you'll become the top 1 or 5% or something. I believe it. So I'm slow, so I don't need 17 minutes. I did 20. I just want to round up, right? She liked that joke. I like it. Thank you for that. So again, just to round out step 1, we've only got 2 more. You got to stop chasing shiny objects, stop chasing 7 streams of income, stop chasing 5 markets, stop chasing 3 different buying vehicles, whatever it is. Get one, get one, get one. All right, step 2. Whew, they're shorter after step 1. Create a list of activities that can be tracked and reported. I'm a sales guy. I live in spreadsheets. I live in activities. If you want to be the best real estate agent, you want to be the entrepreneur, you want to do this, you do that, break down what your seed is into activities and tasks that you can track. You can say this. It's a number. It's not a feeling. I don't live in feelings. I live in cold, hard facts. What are the numbers? Next, you need to track them daily or weekly. I prefer daily. I will give you weekly. This is not monthly goals, and gosh darn it, these are not New Year's resolutions. I'm going to do 7 cold calls a day. I'm going to do 80 cold calls a day. I'm going to talk to 10 sellers a day. I don't know what it is for you and your thing, but write it down, set a goal, and track it. Next, you guys already told me you got a lot of friends here, right? Yeah. Tell your friends your goals and activities. Why? So they can hold you accountable. Now, you should be reporting on your activities every week, good or bad. If you go to my YouTube, One Rental at a Time, I lead by example. Every Sunday, I give you an update on what all the goals that I'm doing in activities. I lead by example. You can see the spreadsheet, do all that, no big deal. Make your own. Create the activities, create the goals, track, report, share. All right, one left. Enjoy the journey. Becoming a legend is not an overnight, week, month, year. It is a multi-year journey. Legendary things are accomplished with consistent time and execution. The journey will test you. The first property we bought, Norris Drive, if you ever read my book, ended in an eviction. Ended in the guy destroying my house. Ended in me in almost admitting defeat. But thankfully, Olivia, again, give her credit, smarter than me. She said, did we do anything wrong? I said, no. She said, great, let's try one more time. Norris Drive went on to sell for nearly $300. We 1031 to an apartment building. That apartment building we still own today. Again, positive progress compounds daily. So, in summary, get new friends. Get in new rooms. Seek out others to role model. This was my biggest mistake. I tried to do it on my own. I spent 5 years trying to be a solo real estate investor in a market I never lived in. Huge mistake. I did 1,000 videos on YouTube before I asked for help.